My presentation context is I'm giving an interview for a public of anthropologists who might be confused about their career choices. They are my colleagues, so here it goes. I'm in Bogota, Colombia. I love its mountains, but I hate school. Why? Because as I grow up, I slowly understand the cruel, private, Catholic, and elitist bubble we are being raised in. Social rules dictate me how am I supposed to be, behave, and smile. And this is suffocating. Luckily, I have the opportunity to travel solo abroad, and this helps me gain perspective. My biggest aha moment happens while I'm learning French in Switzerland. In an embarrassing moment, I discover I'm spending more money than I can just to level up with my European friends. This is the first time I face my Latina inferiority complex and realize it is not only mine. So in that moment, I wonder, well, wait a minute, if I am not them, and if I don't want to copy them, then who am I? Where do I come from? Seriously. So on my flight back, I promised myself to explore my roots as deep as I can. And anthropology makes it possible. Towards the end of my career, I become an education policy intern for the Indigenous Amazon organization. I'm suddenly seated on a really low bench, a traditional wood bench in the Amazon rainforest in a Maloca traditional house, listening to Indigenous Elders pronounce the wisest words I've ever heard. They said, "We educate for life, not for a job." So I immediately questioned my own career. What I'm going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? And this immersion into my Indigenous roots deepens in 2015 when I'm working in an NGO with a group of shamans. I become close friends with one of them. He's Titan Selmo, a Misak tribe healer. He wears a blue skirt, brown sneakers, and a black hat. He has this mysterious, humble, gap-toothed yet smiley ways that to me have an inner truth I really want to discover. So the more we share, the more we giggle at our extraordinary conversations. One day, we pilgrimed to a sacred lagoon in Colombia's Cauca Andes, his land. We stand in silence, watching the sunlight reflect on the water. He says he'll show me how to converse with nature spirits. So we're there, in silence, when suddenly 2 eagles appear in front and on top of us, over the lagoon, flying in circles as he offers his tobacco. And they're followed by a flock of birds who do exactly the same, just a little bit below. I can feel my cheeks rolling down. I can feel my tears rolling down my cheeks. No matter how much hard family criticism I've gone through, because I don't fit the suffocating Bogotana mold, but I finally found my place and I feel absolutely free. This is where I belong. But a couple of months later, Dad decides he has enough. He thinks Indigenous Elders and I use coca leaf and tobacco as drugs and not for spiritual purposes. He doesn't accept the fact that I feel free to stay at my boyfriend's place either. So, feeling sick of being a different person in and out of this house, where I'm at right now, I decide to speak my truth one day. Dad kicks me out, and making it clear that I shouldn't rely on him anymore. I panic, but something inside of me tells me this has to happen. So, one day at a time, I grow as a travel entrepreneur. I create immersive trips that inspire oneness in indigenous and post-conflict areas of Colombia. I fell in love with swapping stories with local guides and travelers as we walk through the mountains trying not to sleep with the mud. Real hugs and food sharing are also there. At night, I see how racism and money divides melt around the fire as we share jokes and hot drinks. 3 years later, I'm selected and trained by Georgetown University and the Dalai Lama for being an outstanding social entrepreneur and peace builder. So the reason why I'm telling this story in this presentation is because I know as Colombian anthropologists, we permanently build bridges in a divided society, which is also very polarized. I know I'm not the only one who experiences a liminal identity marked by family rejection and job market delusion. But today, I want to tell you that owning my story has helped me see beyond the bubbles of society, but also those of job titles and anthropology itself. Owning my story has helped me transform my limiting beliefs. So it is our journey, not only our university degrees, but shows the way. So for those of you who feel stuck, I recommend to look back before looking ahead. Thank you.